What's going on, world? It's your boy Judah, and we are back with another Game of Emotions podcast. To my left, your right is my boo. It is my poo. It is my thing. It's my wife. It is the love of my life.
Hey y'all, I am Shanice.
Hey, y'all. So we're not gonna flirt any longer. We're gonna hop right into today's episode. This episode today, this is absolutely a non-negotiable that must go down in your everyday life, in our everyday life, to
Right.
be successful entrepreneurs, to be successful business people, and just be successful in your personal life in general. Even if
hmm
you don't want to be an entrepreneur, you got to deal with the money though.
That's right.
You have to face off, well, not face off, but have a good relationship. Let me reword that.
Right.
We all have to have a good, healthy, working relationship with money,
That's
and
right.
our emotions
Yep.
affects our relationship with money. And we're going to dig into today our relationship with money and how to budget,
Right.
because when you get a system, a process, a routine of how to budget emotionally, it is a lot easier to be stable,
Yeah.
to be consistent, and
hmm
to handle your money right in your personal finances and in your business finances. And what I have seen and learned over time is if your personal finances, it does not mean that your personal finances are in the place where you want it to be, where,
Right.
where you
Right.
prefer it to be.
Right.
But I'm talking about a system.
Right.
When you have a rinse and repeat
That's
system
right.
in your personal finances, it does transfer to your business.
That's
So I'm
right.
gonna read the intro really quick.
Go ahead.
As business owners and aspiring full-time entrepreneurs,
hmm
our relationship with money is an area we must get correct.
Right.
When we organize and prioritize our finances correctly, consistently,
Mm.
this leads to a healthy relationship with our money.
That's right.
And the first step to accomplishing this is committing to budgeting. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to budget and the benefits for you and me.
Right. Or for us.
For us, yeah,
Right.
for us.
Right.
Did you want to chime in on anything before we dig into it?
No, I mean this is a really good topic to talk about. Because you'll be surprised how many people don't have a good relationship with money, or they were not brought up, or they have not seen their parents have
Mm-hmm.
a good
Mm-hmm.
relationship with money. And so, um, all in all, financial literacy is so
Yeah,
important. And
yeah,
so, hopefully, you can take away some of the nuggets that we do give to you guys in this episode and apply it to, real time, real life,
yeah.
and be successful.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. And everything we're gonna share in this episode is what me and Pooh do, me and my wife do. And before I even met Pooh, I was already doing this. So none of
Right.
this is new. None of this is like just kind of drawing up. This I me personally, before I even met my wife, I've been doing this for years. So the first thing we're gonna deal with specifically is personal finances.
Right.
So it's very important to get our personal finances into a system, a routine, which we call a budget, because it will trans over into business. So I'm gonna give you 5 steps. So the first step to budgeting, the first step to developing a healthy relationship with your money
Right.
via budgeting, because let me make sure I explain this. The way you develop a healthy relationship with your money and you don't emotionally use money incorrectly
hmm
is budgeting consistently. That is key and step number one, because budgeting is going to give you the play. It's going to let you know what you can do, what you can't do. Give you a
Right.
prime example.
Okay.
Prime example. So Pooh texted me earlier about, babe, what you text me about the,
Oh, so wanted some new patio furniture,
yeah.
and so he thought that I was talking about right away, right?
Hmm.
So it wasn't more so right now, like tomorrow, but it was more of okay within the near future, just kind of pricing out some patio furniture. So as I was telling him, like, hey, babe, I think we should get some new patio furniture, he was kind of like thinking about how much money we had just extra that we can have to spend on that. And he was like, hold on. Well, I don't know. And it was just
Mhm.
like, well, no, I wasn't talking about right away. But again, he already knew what was in
What was
the budget,
priority?
and what was priority and what was not priority, what extras we had to spare to spend. But he knew that off the top of his head, right? So um, again, that's why budgeting is so important. And I want to talk a little bit about, I know you were saying
Mhm.
to budget, but hopefully we can dive into, which I think we are going to talk about, what is budgeting? Like,
Mhm.
what is the step by step thing of how to budget? Because some people don't know that. I know I didn't know that,
Yeah.
as far as what what it means to really budget, what it means when I get a paycheck. What am I supposed to do with it exactly?
Mhm.
Right? Like,
Mhm.
how do I break it up? Do I break it up with my priorities or what my bills are and tallying up my bills? So, kind of dig into what that looks like, because I don't think a lot of people know what that looks like.
Yep, and that's perfect. You said that because we have 5 steps that's going to break down what exactly that looks like, and
Okay.
then we'll actually give an example of how it looks like in our finances
Right.
to an extent without giving too much information, but
Right.
enough of a picture to where people can understand and plug and play their self and situation and then run the play from there. And
Right.
also, I did want to also say when Pooh texted me, I was kind of about the patio furniture. I was on the go. I was moving in and out with customers, so when she texted me,
Right.
I was kind of thinking back to here we go, the 5 steps.
Right.
And then I was thinking because we write down all the bills. Now I
Right.
remember 2 bills specifically, and then that's when I replied back to her like, babe, but this and that. This is this is priority. This is right now, so I don't know about the patio furniture, but at the time, like I said, I was in and out, so I didn't
Right.
really understand. She was just saying it as some like kind of like a generic thing, not like a
Right.
right now, babe, I want to make this play right now type thing.
Right.
But let's dig into these 5 steps because these 5 steps are going to help you guys make plays and make adjustments and really just move with your money and understand what's going on. And
Right.
and this is what I always tell people, and this is what I love about this. We never get caught left field like, oh man, we forgot about
Oh,
that.
that's true. We don't.
That never
We
happens.
don't, because you always, I know when we start budgeting in the beginning of the month or beginning of the week, we always do, okay, what's worst case scenario?
Mhm,
Even though, worst case scenario is not a good way to look at it, but
mhm.
literally you kind of put that in there, like what could be worst case
Yeah,
scenario, just in case the bill might be higher, and just in case this may happen, or just in case you spend a little bit more on groceries than you expected.
yeah.
So kind of always having like that wiggle room,
Mhm.
so just in case something does happen, we know how to maneuver and move from there.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. So let's hop into step number one,
Right.
which, in my personal opinion, is the most important step because if you don't have step number one, I think the rest of the steps are gonna be a lot tougher than what they should be.
Mm.
So step number one is very, very, very simple, and that is go to work consistently. Go to work consistently. Now, if you don't have a job and you look for a job, okay, continue to look for a job. But if you have a job, go to work consistently. Now, within that step number one, go to work consistently. And my biggest recommendation is do not quit your job before you have another job
That's right.
already set up
That's right.
because I see too many times. I give you prime example, man. I'm telling you, I give you prime example. So I was with a customer. She was working at Casa Permanente.
Okay.
She was, and you could tell she was making money.
Yeah.
And then she quit the job because they had a kind of like a rule about getting vaccinated. This was around COVID
Oh,
time.
okay. Okay.
But she quit the job,
Okay.
and then so now she's going back to Kaiser now after about 4 or 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just talking to her, just digging a little bit. So I'm like, so where did you go to when you left Kaiser? And she was
Right.
like, oh yeah, I had a couple jobs since then. I'm just thinking like, I understand. I do understand because those shops was a
Right. Right.
real finicky thing.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm thinking like at the same time, I'm thinking like, was that really the best move to make? Because you left a career type job, you've been bouncing around from job to job, and really where your finances and your credit situation, it reflects that because you wasn't getting a consistent check like you were at Kaiser. Now you going back to Kaiser, and
Right.
I'm just thinking in my head like, why you quit your job? Because now your budget is off, your finances is off.
I know, but that, back then, and I'm not trying to give her excuses, right? But, back then that whole, and we're not going to dig into that, but
Mhm.
like you said, it was finicky and a lot of people didn't want to do that,
Right.
you
Which
know?
I understand
So,
that, but my this is why I said don't quit your job until you have a job set up. You don't quit a job and go look for another. You don't
right,
do, and
right,
I've done that. This is how I know don't do that. But that's step number one. This is very important.
right, just right,
Go to work consistently, because most of the time when you go to work consistently, you will get the money that you need so you can budget. And if you need to finesse and make adjustments, you can finesse and make adjustments. So that's step number one. Go to work consistently. Number two, so write out all your bills and the amount. So I don't have my
no,
notebook on me,
right,
but
right, right,
we have a budget notebook where we write down all our bills for the month. So we have 10 plus bills, um,
to
between
both of
yeah,
us,
between the
yes,
both of us.
yes, yes,
And then once you write out all your bills, write out every single bill, and then you write out the amount, and then you tally up, you total up what is your total bills for the month. If your bills total for the month is 3 grand or 4 grand or
right,
5 grand,
right,
or whatever the case may be, you want to write all every single last bill out. The
right,
reason why you want to do this, number one, you want to see the bill. Number two, you want to see how much it is, and number three, you need to see what the total is. This is important because when it comes to the money that you make on your job, you can know what your bill money is.
right,
Instead of like knowing in your head, man, I know I gotta pay rent, I know I gotta pay this car note, I know I gotta pay
right,
insurance, then I
right,
know I gotta pay my phone bill. I'm telling
right.
you, to run the play effectively and not get blindsided and be like, oh man, I forgot about that.
That's
No,
right.
you won't forget about it if
If you
you write
write
it
it
all out.
down.
Like
Mhm.
stuff like when I said my wife texted me about the patio furniture, I
Mhm.
already knew we had two priority bills because we already wrote it out and we talked about it.
That's right. That's
The
right.
second thing is what you want to do is once you write out all your bills for the month and then you write out the total and then you total it up. The
Yep.
second most important thing to do is write your bills. So we get paid every week.
Mhm.
So we write our bills out every week. So for the first week of March, second week of March, third week of March, fourth week of March, you want to
Right.
write all your bills out for the month because every bill is not due on the
On
same
the
week.
same day, or the right, 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 right.
Go
No,
ahead.
you said it. You said it on the same day or on the same week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So now what happens is when you see your entire month, you see all 4 weeks, and then you see all the bills for those weeks, you know exactly what's going on. And then also what happens is if you gotta make an adjustment or you gotta finesse or whatever the case may be, you can do it because you got the whole play written out week by week by week. And
That's
this is
right.
the same thing you're gonna have to do in your business. This is the
Right.
same thing. I'm telling you, and a
Right.
lot of business owners don't do this, but I'm just telling you, you leave a lot of money on the table, you spend a lot of money, and you don't really the in business, the number one thing you need to know is your money.
No, for sure. For
You
sure.
need to know what's going on.
Even though, I could definitely say my personally with me, that was a hard thing for me just to know exactly how much money that I had. But number one, another thing, just have knowing how much money I was spending
Yeah.
too, because what I used to do, I never used to write all my bills, right? I had it in my mind, like, okay, because I would get paid monthly. And so it's like I would have all my bills due. I would, you could call them and say, hey, can I have my bill due at the end of the month or however? They'll work with you, they'll do that.
Mhm.
And so what I would do, I would have all my bills monthly, and then I would just more so think about it in my mind, like he was saying, like, okay, this is, I know I got to pay this, I got to pay that. But then what I was doing, because I really didn't want to know how much money I was spending, I would spend, but then didn't realize my spending was actually coming into my priorities, which was my bill money. You know what I mean? And so, again, writing everything out, seeing everything is, yes, it can cause anxiety
Yeah.
because sometimes you really don't want to see it. We really don't want to see it, especially like if we're in a case where we're working a job and we're not making that much money that we can pay all our bills at one time, right, in a
Hmm.
lump sum.
Right.
So I know it gets scary, but it is beneficial to make sure that you see it, make sure that you know that you budget from week to week. Some people don't get paid week to week. If you get paid month to month
Or every two
or
weeks.
every 2 weeks, but making sure that you know the total amount of your bills. So again, you can just go ahead and pay it. And that's another thing because I know I struggle with that. Like I
Hmm.
would have the money and then like I would delay on paying it.
Hmm.
And I know you can, attest to that.
No, you good.
But again, so just being able to release the money and just pay for it so you don't have to worry about it instead of holding on to the money because sometimes we're like, well, I really don't want to pay that bill. Well, let me just hold off a
Yeah.
bit, right? And then you end up using it on something that you don't need to use it with, or use
Yeah.
it on. So yeah, this is good stuff. Good stuff.
Mm.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, so and I understand the emotional
Right.
anxiety,
Right.
that looking at your bills and looking at your income,
Right.
does create. But this is the most important point. The most important point is it's important for us to do this because and deal with the emotions because you don't want to be in a situation where you have a bill done, a priority bill due, and
Right.
you didn't face so you have to face it either way it go. You have to
Right.
face it up front or on the back end.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And I was
Right.
telling Pooh that I forget when I said that, but I forget when I told her that, but I was like, babe, we're gonna have to deal with it. So let's look at it now before
Right.
we get in a situation where we have to deal with it and
Right.
now we got problems though.
Right.
You
That
dig what I'm
part.
saying? Now we got
Yeah.
problems. So I definitely understand, and this is why we're talking about it. This is why I said, okay, we need to deal with this. Um, so I definitely understand the emotional anxiousness or concern or whatever or irritation or whatever the case may be
That's right.
it can create when you write out all your bills and you gotta
Mm-hmm.
you gotta like see this face to face. But I'm telling you, as you run this play, as you write out all your bills for the month,
Right.
and then so for us we get paid weekly, so that's why we write it out week by week.
Mm-hmm.
But you write it out per how you get paid.
That's right.
What you would actually be able to see is how to make the plays, how to make the adjustments. You dig what I'm saying? So for example, I know the first 2 weeks of every month, I know for a fact I gotta put some on the car insurance.
Right.
I know that for a fact because the car insurance, once that due date is done, you get a grace period of X amount of days, and I know, okay, boom, I'm within that grace period, so I can break it up within the first 2 weeks.
Right.
But if I didn't write that down, I wouldn't really know and be able to game plan.
Right.
Okay, the first 2 weeks, boom, I can do this, I can do that, and then boom, car insurance done. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying? This is very important stuff because as you master this, as you lock in on this, as you run this play week to week, month to
Consistently.
month, day
Yeah.
to day,
Yeah.
year to year, as you start to build your business, or if you're already in business, it's the exact same play.
That's right. And then you can also see too, if you are living above your means or if you're
Yeah.
not living above your means. And so again, it's more of an assessment too, as well. As more of an assessment
Mhm.
where you can kind of say, okay, well, do I really need this or do I really need that? Because
Mhm.
I'm spitting out an extra $200 for this, or I'm
Mhm.
spitting out an extra $200 for that. How
Mhm.
can I take this extra money, or how can I take some of the money and kind of, being able to just not live above your means.
Yeah.
That's just an example.
Yeah.
So when you budget, you can assess and you can really see where your money is going because a lot of times that's the case. Like we don't know where our money is going because we spend and right. And so even with like a $5 drink at Starbucks, that's money. If you go every week or if you go every day, or you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
money adds up, and then before you know it, you're spending a good amount of money at these places. So it really is an assessment of where you are. So that's why it's so important and beneficial for you to know where your money is going and what your money is doing for you.
Right, right, and it's very important to be mentally. For me, this is just for me. Pooh might be a little bit different, but she's not too far behind, and it's very important to be mentally aware
Right.
of where you are financially. Day for me is day to day. So I just give you an example. So two for the last 2 days, I ate Chick-fil-A. It was $12 every time.
Right.
But because I already wrote the budget out for the week, so in my head I'm like, okay, so that's $24. Okay, so I can't do that play no more. I gotta go to Walmart,
And
give
get
me, you
something.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
Give me
Yup.
something for
Yup.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what I got. I got two two 20 packs of oatmeal, the apple cinnamon oatmeal, and some strawberry yogurt, and that was $15, and that's gonna last me the whole
Whole
week.
week. That's
So my
right.
little fun money, my little lunch money, I knew I could hit Chick-fil-A like twice. I know I hit it twice
Yep.
without spending priority bill money. You dig what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Right.
that like little stuff like that
It
is
means a
really,
lot though.
yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it means a whole lot because now you're like, okay, like we were talking about, like money adds up, but because you know your budget and you know what is in your spending money, then you're able to say, okay, I can go to Chick fil A for 2 days because I know that's going to equal out to be $25, right? Just to give an example.
Yeah.
All right, I use my little spending money. Okay, I have $30 left. How can I be useful? How can that be useful
Yeah.
to me to carry it out for another week or another 2 weeks, right? So you'll know exactly again where your money is going and what your money is doing for you instead of just spending, and so and then it's like at the end of the week or the end of the month you're like I don't have no money. Well,
Yeah.
let's see why you don't have any money,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so I'm big with Dave Ramsey and he talks about it all the time. Like making sure you know where your money is going. Like if you're making 6 or 7 grand a month, right? And your bills total out to be 3 grand, right? But then you talking about you ain't got no money. It's like he would always say, like, where's your money? Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah.
And he always he always says, like, you must be going such and such and such this restaurant, that restaurant. You're broke. You're
Yeah.
broke. You can't go anywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he really cracks me up. But I mean, even though his lingo is a little extra sometimes, but he's telling the truth. Like, you have to be in a position if you're trying to create wealth, you got to know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean to the I mean almost to the
To the
T
T.
almost.
Right.
So I give you two examples, then we'll
Yeah, we're
wrap it
done.
up.
Right.
So last month, as far as the budget and the bills, everything total, I was off by like $20. I'm like, where is this $20 that I'm missing? Like, where is this? But like narrowing it down all the way down like that, and $20, that's okay, because that's not gonna change your
That's
lifestyle. That's
right.
not gonna make you miss a priority bill. You dig what I'm saying?
That's right.
But being able to budget, track, and manage your money all the way down, really, I'm talking about to the every dollar if possible. And it's okay, like $20, like okay, like where? And I couldn't really figure out. You dig what I'm saying? But I just want to give that example. And then the second example I wanted to give was, so for this month, when not, because this is March, but February, um, um, because we're typically able to save a little bit of money, but we had an unexpected emergency come up with the car.
Right.
Got into a
Right.
little bit of a fender bender, and so
Right.
that took X amount. Because when I was doing the numbers, I'm like, God,
Right.
that car,
Right.
that car.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that, like you want to get to a point where your bills is reoccurring, your numbers pretty much is reoccurring. It's no real major random, uh, just untracked spikes. That's the word, untracked spikes in your
Right.
bills.
Right.
You did what I'm saying. So when I was doing the numbers and I was trying to figure out like where in the world. But then I was like, the accident. I mean, when we had to come out of pocket X amount. Okay, this
Right.
makes sense. You dig what
Right.
I'm saying? And this is how you track your money. And to do everything that we just broke down, to budget so that you can have a healthy relationship with money is
You
really simple.
you
You
have
must
to focus
focus
over
over
your
your
emotions.
emotions.
Right.
This is so important.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Like if and
Go
I
ahead.
just want to
Go ahead.
chime in right here. If you don't focus over your emotions with anything else,
Come on.
like this is it.
Come
This
on.
is it because
We.
if you can master this right here, focusing over your emotions with this money, oh my gosh, you will not have an emotional spending. I mean, it would you would be in a better position. You would know how to make better choices. You would know what is beneficial for you and your family. Like
Yeah.
you will be conscious of what's happening and you know emotions, you know what they can do. So go ahead, babe.
Yeah, yeah. And in all seriousness, if you can commit to focusing over your
Mm,
emotion when it comes to this money,
right.
everything else is very doable.
That's real.
Everything
Wow.
else, dealing with people is it's a lot easier to deal with people when you learn how to emotionally deal with your money correctly.
That's real.
For real.
That's
So
real.
the first thing is you have to identify how you feel.
Right.
You know, a lot of times when me and Pooh sit and we do the budget for the week, sometimes I know sometimes I be irritated. I just be I'm like, man, here we go with this, man.
I don't want to do it sometimes.
Yeah,
You
but
know that.
but that's emotion.
It is.
That's emotion.
It
But
is.
we still do
Do
it.
it.
So you have to
Right.
identify how you feel. Second thing you have to understand is your emotions are not your friend. You know
Right.
what I mean? Emotions, especially when you know worked hard and then you
Right.
still short on your bills, like, and that's understandable. But understand that's an emotion, and you cannot allow your emotions to completely overtake you because our emotions are not logical, they're not practical, they're not rational. You
Right.
dig what I'm saying? So you have to understand this how I'm feeling, yeah, but I can't stay here.
Right.
I got to deal with where I'm at and let's make the adjustments
That's right.
accordingly.
That's what I was
And
gonna
that's how
say.
you run the play.
Yeah, the adjustment. So if you stay there, then the ideas or the just different ways that you can maneuver your
Yeah.
money or like you said make the adjustment, they won't come because you're still there. You're still stuck on, okay, I don't have enough money for this or I don't have enough money for that. But once you like, okay, well, this is what it is, you accept it, like, okay, so how do I move forward? How do I um, maneuver my way? What can I do?
Yeah.
You know, because let me tell you, when you comes to your bills and things like that, people will work with you. It's not like it's set in stone. They will work with you. They'll do payment arrangements. They'll do these different things to help you out. You know what I mean?
As long as you
So
stay on your A
as
game.
long as you stay on your A game, right? So again, not being stuck there, because once we get stuck there, then we don't move, right? We just
Right.
stay there, and that's not a good place to be.
Right, right, and that leads into point number three and
Hmm.
step number three, and that is focus.
Right.
In this particular situation, you have to focus on the right now play, the right now situation, and the bigger picture of it all is putting yourself in a position to where you are consistently taking care of your
That's
priority
right.
bills,
That's right.
so that you can have a good relationship with your money. And is it going to be sacrifice of things that you want to do or you want to have? Yeah, but I
For
mean,
sure.
but
For sure.
that you're not the only one. Everybody, for the most part, is having to sacrifice to take care of priority bills, and that's just how the game go.
That's
But
right.
you only get better and better and better and better and better as you do this, and you find yourself not in self-inflicted financial
Situations.
situations
Hmm.
concerning your bills and your money.
That's
You
right.
dig what I'm saying? And the other resource that we have for you, me and Pooh just downloaded the Dave Ramsey Every Dollar app.
Yeah, it's a really
So
good.
what this app does, it does everything that we just said, but in a digital format.
That's right.
So and we do both. I still write my bills down, but we also have the Every Dollar app too.
Right. Right.
It tracks your bills. You literally everything we just said you can do in the
In the
app,
app.
and they
Hmm.
also have a lot of video trainers on there. So I'll put the link in the description.
That's right.
It's a free download. It's only $17 a month.
Right.
I highly recommend that we use it,
Yes. Yes.
and I guarantee you, as you dial in and get better and better and better and more tracked and managed with your bills,
Right.
you're only gonna get better. So with that being said, that's our time for today. We're
That's
gonna go ahead and
right.
get out y'all face. Did you have anything, babe?
No, no, this was a really good episode. It was a really good episode.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah.
So as you lock down on these personal finances, your business finances, It's a transferable skill, man.
That's
You're only
right.
gonna get better. So we got our Focus Over Your Emotions hats available. Click the link in the description. You go ahead and
Right.
get your hat. We have our ebook available as well that talks about a lot of what we just talked about
That's right.
today.
That's right.
You can click the link in the description. Also, if you want to book us to come speak to your sales team or speak to your
Please.
team, your organization,
That's right.
you can click the link in the description, fill out that booking tab, and our booking agent will be with you as soon as possible.
That's
With
right.
that being said, that is our time for today. We will see y'all next week.
Woo
We
woo.
are GONE. Gone.
Gone.